It's the National Football.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the quarterback now in his 4th NFL campaign.
He's coming off an incredibly productive game, Mike, where he was able to find the end zone 4 different times through the air and secure the win. But it wasn't perfect by any means. He played well enough to come away with the victory. But with that said, he has to clean up on the interceptions. He knows the 2 picks. A couple other close calls he got away with. Those fall into the wrong hands. That game could have went an entirely different way. Coming into here today, can he keep the production in the passing game and come away with a little bit of a cleaner stat sheet?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's looking deep for Shakir. And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own 38-yard line.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the former #1 overall pick back in the 2015 draft, former Heisman winner as well, Jameis Winston.
Well, the nice thing about the NFL, Mike, is there's always next week. If you're coming off a good game, you got to put it to bed and come back and play well again. But in this case, things could not have gone much worse for this guy last week in that performance. So this game couldn't come fast enough. He said he had a great week of practice. He was able to put that behind him mentally and physically, and they're going to need him to play a lot better if they're going to come away today with a win.
A second down throw for Winston. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Winston. A quick slant, looked in by Moore. It'll be a pickup of 10. It's a Browns first down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down. When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
On throw, right side, taken by Njoku. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
David Njoku with a nice catch, and I don't know if he gets enough credit, Mike, for just how good he has been for the Cleveland Browns. Made his first Pro Bowl last year. It just seems that every year, regardless of the situation at quarterback, Njoku just gets better and better and better.
He finds Judy on that one. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Second down throw for Jameis. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. From the gun, Winston. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. He'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Pistol give. Here's 4. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. Here now, 3rd and 5. Now Winston. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Cleveland.
They'll run here. It's Ford. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Cleveland. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
The extra point is up and through. And the Browns will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. It's a return. Here comes Calvin Austin. Whoa. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? He'll drop to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So, that's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Alex Highsmith.
Understanding the coverage shells of cover 2 is critical, especially for the linebackers. Like, they're responsible for those underneath zones. There is some vulnerability to this coverage unit if you don't have guys who understand their assignments. But I'll tell you what, this guy definitely was paying attention in meetings because he was in the right place at the right time, and he's able to come away with the big pick.
The Steelers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And his numbers this season, eye-popping in a lot of categories. Let's just show you one. He is the NFL leader in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. Will be brought down inside the 25. Dalvin Tomlinson fighting off the blocks to make the play. Here's 2nd and 9. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. From out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll get that complete. It's George Pickens. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for this. It's Stevenson. And they've got it on the ground. The mark will come at the 13. But it's a new set of downs. 1st down picked up.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
They'll look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Coleman. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first, so it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Browns offense ready to get back at it. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
We talk so much about starting fast and then trying to sustain that throughout the course of the game. That's exactly what they're doing here. They've got the early lead, but they're not content to just sit on the ball. They're looking to extend it. Nice start here to this drive. Once they cross midfield, then it goes into go mode. You're trying to come away with points every single time you have the ball. It's a good way to start this game here in the first quarter. Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throwing, Jameis. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
The Steelers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's putting together a remarkable season, currently leading the NFL in passing yards as we play here in the month of December. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
Really nice start for this defense here early through the first quarter. 2 different players each recording a sack. Offensive line's going to have to get together on the sideline with their coach and identify where's the weakness in our protection. How can we get extra bodies and extra attention? Because we still got a long way to go in this one. The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
He was looking for George Pickens there, and it's going to be 4th down. Here's Corliss Waitman now, and he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. This one fielded out beyond the 25. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll do so with 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by 4. Not much happening there, just a short game. Here's a 2nd and 9. To throw, here's Winston. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. Winston looking to throw. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. Steelers offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's given defenses across the league a lot to think about when they try to game plan for him. Consider he's currently 2nd in the NFL in quarterback rushing yards. That's to the left side and taken in by Coleman. Here's 2nd and 2. Back to throw. This one complete to Washington. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4. Now they'll set up to throw. That's complete to Coleman.
It seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
We are through 1. It's the Browns with the advantage. And we're back to the Steel City after this. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll look to throw yet again. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Denzel Ward in there defensively to knock it away. On 3rd down, here's a run by Stevenson. And the drive will continue. Good run down to the 44 and a 1st down.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the 1st down.
On the ground, here comes Patterson. And he'll be brought down right around the 40. Tackle there by Michael Hall. Here's a 2nd and 6.
At the Browns' 40-yard line.
He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Throw on the run is complete. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This one from 54 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Steelers are back within 1. It's 7-6.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The Browns offense ready to take over possession of the football. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. That's powerful running, lowers the shoulder, and picks up 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Ford. And he'll get this to about the 36-yard line. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. To throw is Winston. And that is incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And no run back here. Fair catch taken at the 17-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. Not much there. Stopped short of the 20.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll throw out of the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
3rd down and 9 yards to go.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
The Browns offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. That's caught by Ford. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Winston. This throw left is complete with Judy. That catch number 40 on the season for him. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Winston. Toward the sideline. He's got Odell. A 2nd down throw for Winston. A quick slant. Looked in by Moore. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. What do the coaches say?
Now a loose football. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
Pretty fortunate right there, Mike. If that ball bounces just a different direction, that could easily be a turnover or even points the other direction.
That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down. Kevin Stefanski going to turn to his field goal unit. This one from just under 50 yards. That one is good. And the Browns extend their lead to 10-6.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. And he finds some daylight. Up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7. Second down and 3.
7-yard pickup brings up second and 3 at the 36-yard line.
There's a short one caught by Veiwers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll let this go for Pickens. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have 1st and goal.
First and goal. The quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. 2nd and goal.
And he will fight his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. Boswell now, following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's Ford heading left. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. 3rd and 9. From the gun, Winston. He finds Judy on that one. 11 yards on the pass there. 1st down, Cleveland.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Left side, he's got Njoku. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
Throwing on 2nd down, Winston. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the 1st down. It's 4.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up second down. Second down throw for Jameis. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. They have converted twice on third down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. They'll run a toss play, and it's 4. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down to the backfield on 3rd and short. So the Browns going to bring out their kicker and try a field goal. This one from 41 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Browns will tie this game up here late in the first half.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
Austin now to return this. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Steelers' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll get this to his tight end, Freiermuth. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Looking downfield for Coleman. And he will score. Keon Coleman. Touchdown, Steelers. They find the end zone through the air. Greg, that is one of the most popular plays because it works so often.
You're right, Mike. We see it all the time. It's a 4 vertical concept. But the key is you've got to stretch the defense and put pressure on the secondary. That's exactly what they were able to do here. They take advantage, and they go deep for 6.
On for the extra point is Boswell. He's got it. And the Steelers will go up by 7. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. A big hole inside the 30. And he's going to take this all the way back. 92 yards. Touchdown, Cleveland. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
And I've been there, Mike. You find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this. And they go back and get a score of their own.
So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got Freiermuth open on the left side.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. Automatic first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. He'll drop to throw. That's taken in by Shakir. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
He'll look to throw. Off he goes. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Patterson. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down. Back to throw. That's complete to Ramondre Stevenson out of the backfield. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. They can keep the drive alive if they get to the 4, but facing third down at the moment. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Here comes the return from a yard or two deep. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we're at halftime with just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. And that game tied at 7 in the second quarter. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home in U.S. Bank Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Falcons trying to hold on and claim victory. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Devontae Adams, a touchdown reception. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This is a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the
3
same
points.
after
All
the
that
break.
separates these two sides has half number 2. Kicks off. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back set to go once more. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. He'll open this drive on the ground with 4. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll run once more with 4. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Holding offense.
Wyatt Teller called for the infraction. On 2nd down, Winston. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Now Winston. Oh, all alone. That is caught by Njoku.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll start on the ground with Stevenson. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 29-yard line.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down. After a gain of 7. Now, faking the give. A dive and a catch. Incredible. That is catch number 60 for the season.
And that's what you call being fearless, going over the middle. That's not everybody's cup of tea in this league, Mike. Some guys love to operate outside the numbers, and some guys understand their role is in the middle of the field, and not only to make that catch, but to do it laying out. It's a big-time play to secure that one.
And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 36-yard line.
We'll go right back to Stevenson. Good running there. He's got the 1st down inside the 30.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now they'll set up to throw. To the right side here, pass is caught. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. To the end zone. It's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
The visitors' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's 4. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
This pass caught by Judy. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
17 yards.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Jerry Judy, the intended target, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Winston. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, pitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more...
In trouble, and down he goes.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. On first down, they'll start out with Stevenson. A short gain up to the 20. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 20-yard line.
The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete. They need to get to the 29 here, facing 3rd down. He's got his man. That's Coleman. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They go right back to Coleman. He's got it again. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 now from the 36.
Steelers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Back to the air one more time. He's got a man downfield. It's Shaquille. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a 1st down. The red zone now. He'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw yet again. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them down to the 1.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. And they'll run it here with Stevenson. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Ramondre Stevenson. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A lot of big bodies down there. But at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight. And he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Can he get away? No! He's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play.
All week long, they stress, Mike, that we have to get as many defenders to this ball carrier as possible. They know he's going to make some guys miss. He's going to be hard to get on the ground, but you can see the effect of rallying to the ball as it had here. They're able to take him down, and they're able to do it for a loss.
14 yards on that pass play there. It's a Browns first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Second down and 8. Second down throw for Jameis. That is caught right side by Beckham.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps.
But he tried to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by Dante Jackson.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback because this defense, they're onto it. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
First and 10.
Here we go, set.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Blitz coming. He'll throw it. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Steelers getting ready to put this one away. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. The Browns offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 10. And the Browns first down.
They'll run with 4. And he'll manage to get to the 33. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. On the ground, this is 4. And he'll work this forward to the 35. That's Alex Highsmith in for the tackle. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Third and 6. Winston looking to throw. That's into the hands of Moore. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
critical third down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the fourth quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Couple of first downs to start this drive. They're 1st and 10, up at the 42. We'll go play action. It's Winston. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
That's complete. He's got OBJ. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Winston. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away, as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. The Steelers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's a designed run. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
There's just so many ways this offense can beat you, Mike. He adds such a layer to this offense with their ability to use him as a designed runner, and we can see there as he picks up the 1st down.
On the handoff, it's Stevenson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
At the 34-yard line.
Back to throw. That's brought in right side by Pickens. What about that? Out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. That is a big-time play for the Steelers. 52 yards.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. This is caught at the 2. And he'll take it on in. George Pickens. Touchdown, Steelers. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. Now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Boswell now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This will be returned from the 2. And they'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do. Greg, sitting up here with you, this is not the same energy we saw from this team at the start of the game. How much has the defense kind of sapped it out of them?
Oh, I think it's a big factor in this game. And when you start taking the ball away at the rate that they have today, it takes a lot of the confidence out of the offense. And I think that's the body language that you're referring to. There is a lot of doubt creeping in to this offense. And it's almost becoming to the point where you don't want to be the guy with the ball because you're afraid you're going to give it up. And when it gets to that, man, as an offense, you're in trouble.
2nd and 7. Here's Jameis. This throw left is complete with Judy. His 8th reception of the game. And good for a first down. To throw is Winston. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku.
Really nice job there defensively, playing the integrity of that zone defense so well. Anytime an offense is running these crossing routes or these underneath drag routes, they're trying to cause confusion with the underneath zone defenders. In this case, they all stuck to their reads, they all played their responsibilities, and they're not able to pick up any additional yards after the catch.
On 1st and 10, here's Winston. That's caught by 4. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. A 2nd down throw for Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Throwing, Jameis. There's that man again. Another catch.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. Now they got a 4th down decision to make.
He's going to pick up the Browns' 1st down. The defense a little lax there. They gave up 9, facing 4th and 4. Out of the gun, it's Winston. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Winston to throw. He'll go right back to Njoku. He's got it again.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
On 2nd down, Winston. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. One of the Steelers has it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
Here's 1st and 10. Give up the middle to Stevenson. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 11-yard line.
They'll go again here with Stevenson. A good push from the defense. They get him down back at his own 10.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back, but not this guy.
And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
The offense's backs were already up against the wall, but after suffering that last sack, it's all but eliminated whatever breathing room they had left, and for the rest of this drive, they don't have much room for error at all.
So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. Oh, how about that hit? Wow. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. So now this team's offense getting set to get back to work. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a first down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Now Winston. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
He was trying to get it to Odell Beckham Jr. there, and it's going to lead to fourth down. They'll go. Winston. That's taken in, and he's going to have the first down. An aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on fourth down. And he'll be out of bounds at the 5. Give him 27, and it's first and goal. They'll run here. It's Ford. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. The ball a little closer now. It is second. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. It's picked up by one of his teammates. On play action, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. To throw, Winston. That's going to be caught, and this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker, and they have turned it over on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
The Steelers' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming for the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
And not much room to run there. He'll only get to the 6-yard line. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Here's a 2nd and 9. On the give, this is Stevenson. And he's going to give ground and lose yardage here. Back to the 6.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
On third down, here's a run by Stevenson.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 7.
So it's fourth down. They'll call on the punt team as he'll take this a yard or two into his own end zone. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. On first down, it's Winston. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down. From the gun, Winston. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Ho-ho! And this is not going to get it done. Not even close to picking up the first down. And they will turn it over on downs. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody. It's Week 15 of the National Football League, and the focus is on Patrick.
Jake Elliott is out, ready to kick this one away. And away we go at the link. Cordero Patterson now to return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And my partner, Brock Heward, is excited about this one, pumping his fists already. It's one of the rare southpaw quarterbacks who's bringing them out.
And you could feel it, Kate. He wasn't content at any point of last week's game. As he led them to a win, he kept pushing higher and higher. 300 yards, 350, 400, and he was still thriving, driving the ball downfield as the game ended with a good bit over 400 yards. With this mindset, that's the minimum bar for him to attack this week.
Second and 3 now. First carry for the versatile vet Cordero Patterson. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. He'll throw it. That's complete to Coleman on the slant. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. A give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. From the gun, a give to Stevenson. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. Well, this group right here, Brock, poised to make a run in the playoffs. But they've had to earn that trip to the postseason, haven't they, without some of their teammates here on the field.
And for everyone on this injury report, the key is recovery. If you got a shot to make...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Complete to Shakir. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter, but they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by a QB coming into his 5th NFL season out of Oklahoma. It's Jalen Hurts.
Two numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And, of course, well, he cares less about those two numbers. He's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win in that ball game.
He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Met and stopped by Alex Highsmith.
Brings up second and 9 at the 28-yard line.
Hurts now from the gun. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Philadelphia first down. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. From the pistol, Hurts. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, he keeps it left on the option. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
First down, a run with Barkley. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Completed to his running back. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when, just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Pulled in by Johnson along the sideline. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Hurts to throw. Has it down close. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. And with that score, he's reached a benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in one season. And he's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Calvin Austin on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Throwing it to start this drive. Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And he'll get it up to the 44.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Pass play now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Corliss Waitman out there again to punt this away. Back deep for the Eagles is Isaiah Rodgers. Begins his return at the 16. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And he's played a major impact in their passing game, too. Look at this. We're near the end of the season, and he's leading all NFL backs in receiving yards. On 1st down, Hurts. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Taken in by Smith. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. Fair catch hauled in at the 18-yard line. The Steelers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he's been more than just his passing touchdowns this season. In fact, you can see it right here. He's leading all quarterbacks in rushing scores late in the campaign. Starting on the ground here with Stevenson. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And this one does not go far.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Corliss Waitman on to punt. And they could really use a good one here. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Eagles and this running back headed back out for a new series. And he's found many a gift in the end zone this season. As we work through December, he is currently tops in the league in rushing scores. First and 10. Here's Hurts. It's Dotson on the catch. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. A tight end in motion now. Option play. They give it to Barkley. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
From the 27, finds him over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing now on 1st down. That throw finds Pickens. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to the link right after this. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Little off center as man just couldn't adjust to it. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And it's gonna be 2nd down. Now a shotgun handoff to Stevenson. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. Eagles loading up the secondary. Dime look coming, 3rd down. Throwing from the gun here. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Play action on 1st down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing from the gun. Caught by Freiermuth. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Sidney Brown in on that stop. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Here's a throw. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
So many coaches love 3rd downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute, convert on these 3rd downs.
Dicker connects there. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here's Smith on the return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
1st down throwing for Hurts. He completes it in traffic. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
At their 48-yard line.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And they make the tackle at the 38. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Able to find Dotson here. And he gets him around 6 there. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Hurts throwing again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Hurts trying again on second down. Oh, he put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out. Took his shot at 6 that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
And 10 yards to go.
From the pistol, Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Patterson now to return it. Oh, he's shown some burst on this return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Steelers ready for their next series. Led out on offense by their quarterback. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. This is ahead for about 5. Josh Sweat making the stop. Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the 38. Into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
The Eagles about set to go on offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
This one finds Goddard. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And he'll be brought down after getting to the 47-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Completed over the middle. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Peyton Wilson getting there for the stop. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 42-yard line.
From the 42. That pass caught by Johnson. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Barkley on the shotgun handoff. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's an option play to the left. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front. And they fired off the line knowing a run was coming. And, boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
Devontae Smith, the intended target. So that brings up 4th and long. Well, he found the route he wanted pretty quickly, Brock, but maybe, I don't know, he telegraphed who he wanted a little too much because that defender sure got there just as the ball arrived to force it loose.
Yeah, this is one of those tough moments as an analyst, right? Because you're right, offensively didn't get the job done, but I'm going to give a gold star to the defense. Anytime you make contact and you disrupt that pass, that's a job well done defensively. Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Steelers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. A give left side to Stevenson. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Like his dad before him, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. on the tackle. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 46. Connection made to Shakir. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. Back to throw. This ball's caught by Pickens. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. 2nd and 3 now. Now a give to Stevenson, coming right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
That's caught for the first. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Short pass brought in. And he'll go down here at the 16. 2nd and 3 now. From the 16. Bails out of the pocket quick. He takes it himself. And he gets it to the 1, but goes out just before the goal line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. Throwing now, off play action. And no one had a shot at that. It's out the back of the end zone, incomplete. Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. Stevenson. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Steelers can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Ramondre Stevenson, the touchdown. Chris Boswell for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers tie things 10-10. Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Smith on the return. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Smith pulls this one in along the sideline. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. On 1st down, Hurts. He's got Smith. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Hurts now from the gun. Escapes the... Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. Gets him on the in route. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. On third down, it's Hurts. It's Dotson on the catch. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
We're at halftime here in Philadelphia, and the Eagles have soared to a lead at the break. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, where it was the visiting Chiefs who come in and get the victory on the road. Patrick Mahomes, excellent in the W, as his guys get victory number 12 on the year. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Nick Westbrook-Akine, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. The Eagles were led in the first half by their dynamic quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He connected on a touchdown pass in that first half, and that's a big part of why his guys lead at the break.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Hurts setting up to throw. Flushed out, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line.
Trying again following the sack. That's Dotson with a catch out right. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Lays out left side and gets it. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Barkley trying this up the gut. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That's now the 3rd sack of the game, and I know how these defenders start to think, how many more can I tally up before this one's over? Still a bunch of game time. And this defense, well, they're feeling it.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Taken in by Smith. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Getting out to him, and a stunning loss there, Brock. He ends up in his own end zone. That is a wild safety. And he just kept going backward, trying to find an escape, and that just got tougher and tougher to watch, Brock, as it went.
Such an empty feeling for a quarterback because you're trying to keep the play alive. But let me give some credit to the defense here because it takes swarm, it takes attack, it takes all of them to finally get to the quarterback, and they're rewarded with 2 pretty big points.
So following the safety, Brock, they're on now to begrudgingly send it away with a free kick. Brings it in at the 12. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. They still have the lead, but that touchdown makes it a little close for comfort. So this drive a chance to get it back up to a 2-score game. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Peyton Wilson getting there for the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They go to Barkley again. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
3rd and long for him here. Barkley's got it. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles hold an 11-point advantage. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles push the lead up to 12. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. The give inside to Stevenson. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Darius Slay with the stop. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Looking to the air here. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, here's Stevenson. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 38. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They gain 14 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
First down, Pittsburgh.
Back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So that brings up 2nd down. They'll throw it again. Ramondre Stevenson makes the catch. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Chance to move the chains here on 34. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Now looking to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, sit on the bench to get their breath. And now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down. Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And this is incomplete. Could have been a touchdown, but all it is now is a 3rd down. They're throwing it. Escapes the pocket. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Oh, man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. Give aids them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. They'll try it now with Stevenson. And this defense continuing to erase the ground game. This one stopped at the line. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs.
And what a battle of wills we just got to see. Fighting in the trenches on a 4th down run. Trying to play conservative, keep it on the ground to power it across. But there was no overcoming a front just as equally motivated to get off the field.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They go with Barkley here. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 2nd down now, 7 to go.
Brings up 2nd
Here's another carry for Barkley. Still going past the 15. And he takes this one up just shy of the 20 to the 19. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Hurts. This finds Smith. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Things looking totally different after that last play. It's first and 10 inside the opposing 30. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Met and stopped by Alex Highsmith. Second down now, 7 to go.
Brings up second and 7.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That pass caught by Johnson. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. Working inside the red zone. This throw is cuffed. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. We picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Hurts throwing again. He's got it. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time. In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Austin. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And this is the type of game that's going to get people talking when people look at the numbers that he's posted running with it. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Tackled by the venerable Cameron Hayward. Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. This is Stevenson heading right. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. And like his dad before him, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. on the tackle. Only a yard on the play, and that takes us to the end of quarter number 3. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Steelers football. A nice help for them as they trail entering the quarter. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Setting up a throw. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. Clean breakup on that throw. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that follow. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
On first down, Hurts able to find Dotson here. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First down throwing for Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. A solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
A play fake. Now Hurts to throw. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
If only every completion could get that kind of result. That's good enough to knock a defense flat on its back.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Here's Saquon. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the Steelers' 14-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Barkley. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Hurts now from the gun. Pass it down close. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
You know, we do enough of these games, Kate, and I am a big fan of creativity. And the QBs today are some of the best to ever do it. But that's a situation where you got to know on 1st down, it's not time to be creative, especially if you feel the heat coming defensively. Just find a way to throw that sucker in the 1st row.
Going the wrong way. It's 2nd and goal now, back at the 12. Another try following the sack. He's on the move. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Hurts now on 3rd and goal. Has it in close. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They are just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles grow the lead now to 22 points. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Austin. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. And there's only one team satisfied with their spot in the playoffs right now, and that's the one currently at the top. A lot of time left for everybody else to jostle for better position, or simply for one of the 7 spots available. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Shakir with the grab. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 37. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, is exactly how you get it done.
He finds Pickens left side. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Stevenson. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
The throw left side finds Freiermuth. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They've got 1st down from the 31. He'll look to throw. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. They'll try and throw it here. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Completed to his running back.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 16. The throw is caught. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line. Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Throwing it again here. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Now a shotgun handoff to Stevenson. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. It'll be a 5-yard gain. That brings up 3rd and goal. He's going to throw this one. From the pocket, looking for... Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
I get it in baseball. That 27th out, it's just different than the other 26. And these 100 yards and these inches right near the goal line, well, they're the toughest to get. And this defense, give them some credit, man. Put a gold star by that effort to hold them inches away on the previous down and then to get the sack. Game-changing kind of plays.
Desperation time here on 4th. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential 1st down.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3. They run it with Saquon. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. It's a gain of only 1 yard. That's going to leave him with a 4th and 2.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
The Eagles are in punt formation. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Ooh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield. The visitors and George Pickens set for this next possession. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Caught by Freiermuth. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Here's 2nd and 2. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Pass play coming here. It's caught right side by Freiermuth. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Offense up to the line fast. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he nearly gets to the 25 before going out. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. Short pass brought in. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Offense in the hurry up here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Steelers trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. 3rd and long for him here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Back to throw, needing a 1st. Forces one through double coverage. Oh, it's intercepted. Darius Slay has it. And the Eagles get it back on his 6th interception of the season. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance. And an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming. And it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They motion a receiver left. 1st down, a run with Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line.
And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3.
It's 3rd down and 4.
A give to Barkley. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard.
Punt team on the field. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Fair catch called for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. So beneath the chorus of Fly, Eagles Fly, it's a win for the Eagles. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.